Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm back to a game I covered during crowdfunding, but only on TTS. I pledged it myself, and this is Blade Rondo, a system of 1v1 fighting games with solo modes. And there are a whole bunch of different ones, 5 in all. I pledged them all, went all in. And a fun little detail is that each one has a slightly different solo mode. So Night Theater and Frostvale have sort of a 1v1 solo modes that model the regular combat in the game. The original Blade Rondo and Grim Garden have sort of a survival roguelite-ish kind of mode where you fight a bunch of enemies in a row. And then the final set, Lost Dream, kind of does all of them, but not as focused on any one solo mode. But even within the types that are similar, they still have very different mechanics. So I'm going to do a double playthrough. I'm going to start with a solo play of Night Theater, because this is one of the simpler, like 1v1 against an automated opponent systems. And then I'm going to do a playthrough of Grim Garden, which between the original Blade Rondo and this one has the mode that I prefer for the roguelite survival type of play. And I'll give some of my thoughts on the overall system at the end. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else, top 10 lists, extra playthroughs, lots of stuff. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and interviews, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So the basic idea of Blade Rondo is that the players take alternating turns, and at the start of your turn, your voltage goes up by 1, and then you can spend voltage to increase your physical attack stat, to increase your defense against physical attacks, or to play cards, which have different costs in the upper left-hand corner. Most of them you can play over and over again, as long as the total amount of card value that you play each turn doesn't exceed your voltage. But some have a little L like this, which means it's limited, and once you play it once, it's discarded. And you and your opponent start with 15 life, and you're trying to get their life down to 0 before they do the same to you. And there are lots of types of cards. You've got green that are a variety of helping effects and things. You've got red that do physical attack, which is measuring your attack stat versus their defense. You've got these purple-ish response cards that can block or stave off attacks from the enemy. And then you've got blue magical attacks that ignore defense and just hit straight at their life. And then for regular players, although not the Automa in this one, they have what are called breath control cards. And these cards you can use every single turn. For 1 cost, you can increase your attack by 1, so you can only kind of slowly build it up. For X cost, you can raise your defense to the amount spent. So you can take your defense from 0 to 5 if you spend all your voltage on a 5 turn in one go. And then the second player, which is always me in the Night Theater solo mode, gets a one-time use in Quicken card, which gives you an extra voltage just for 1 turn, and you also start with 1 attack. So to start with Night Theater, and most of the modes in the game, you're going to draw 15 cards, and each set has their own unique set of cards. There are some rules for combining them, but I'm just playing pure, so this is just Night Theater cards I'm using. And now I'm going to go through these 15 cards and try to pick 7 that will form my hand for the entire combat. I'm going to take this off camera and then I'll tell you what I picked. All right, so I've picked my cards. Let me show them to you. First of all, I've got a single defensive response card called a Gambit, which always have this purple flower. And they show you what kind of attacks they can respond to. How they work is you spend 1 of your voltage for a turn, but you put them face down, although you need to do that in a solo game. And they become a hidden response you may use during your opponent's turn. Basically, anytime they use one of these effects, you can resolve your power here. And this one says all daytime effects and nighttime effects are reversed until the end of the turn. So Night Theater is the only set that has this day-night effect thing. Generally, each of the sets has 1 unique mechanic. And how it works is a lot of cards will have different effects for day or night. And night effects only work when the combined voltage for all players is 12 or more. So generally around the 6th round, we've both taken 6 turns, they'll start activating. So my 1 defense switches that, which means if they're going to do some horrifically nasty thing for night, I can switch it to day and you get nothing. And then also I gain 2 life. Then I also chose 1 green support card, which costs 3, Rousing Cannon. Makes my attack increase by 1, and for tribute, there's a cost I have to pay in addition to this, I take 2 damage. So normally, as I said, you can only enkindle once per turn, so you can only get your attack up at a kind of a steady clip. This lets me sort of break that paradigm at the cost of some damage to get my attack higher than I could ever get it more quickly. And to go along with that, I've gotten 3 physical attacks. I'm definitely mostly going physical. I've got Baneful Blade, and these all say physical attack, which just means you deal damage equal to your attack stat, resisted by their defense stat. So they don't like have any inherent attack value themselves. Okay, Baneful Blade costs 2, and after I resolve it, I can get rid of my In Armor card to use it again without paying its cost. In Armor is how I raise my defense, so this is kind of a end game, I need to finish them off kind of effect. I usually don't want to get rid of that too early. Then Nocturnal Nail does a regular physical attack for 2 during the daytime, but during the nighttime, secondary, that means if I hit them and deal any damage, I make them take 2 more damage. So it kind of boosts attack by 2 if it gets through. And then this one is key to my strategy of hopefully boosting my attack and breaking through before they can do much. Siege Breaker Spear, it costs 3. But before resolving this attack, their defense decreases by 1. So I'm going to try to increase my attack faster than they can keep up, decrease their defense, and we'll see how that goes. And then finally, I did throw in a couple of magical attacks, both one-time use. This one is Rose Bullet, costs 3. It's a 3 magical attack, which remember is armor piercing. And then secondary, if I hurt them, your opponent gains the following bonded effect. Bonded just means it stays in what's called their set area for the rest of the game. They can't gain any life. I don't know if that's even going to matter. They might not have any effects that let them gain life, so I might never play this. But if they do, it seems nice to kind of counter them. But I have to use this during the daytime. If I wait until the nighttime, it just has some flavor text here. You can't play it at all. And then this one is an Oh Crud, I'm Gonna Die card. It costs 5. Again, it's limited, single use. I can't play it during the daytime, but if I play it during the nighttime, it does 5 damage to them, and I gain X life, where X is equal to the damage I dealt. So it should heal me 5 and deal 5 to them. Pretty darn good. But let's get to them, because they're going to take the first turn, and I'll show you how this solo mode works. So in Night Theater, you're facing off against Sword Dancer Maria. She always starts with her card in play, and all it does is raises her attack and kindles by 1 each round. But how she takes her turn is, first she increases her voltage, so she's going from 0 to 1. Then she has this 15 card, I think it is, deck that you shuffle, and she flips her top card. And you put this down in her action row. This is a limited one. And that becomes part of her action row, and then you resolve every card from left to right. So first she's going to increase her attack by 1, and she doesn't actually spend her voltage, just some of her cards will check against it. And then her voltage increases by 1 to 2. This card is limited, so it's discarded, and that's her entire turn. There are a few complications you'll see when she draws what's called a prepared card. That's when she'll raise her defense up, so it's kind of random when she does that. And also when she draws a response card, that'll go down here and wait until I attack, but that's it for her. And let's get to my first turn, and I could use the Enquicken once per game to get an extra voltage, but no, for now I'm just going to use Enkindle, raise my attack to 2. I want to get my attack up as high as I can so that once I have some extra voltage I can start hitting her. And that was my turn, pretty quick. So 3 voltage, and they're flipping. Okay, so this is a prepared card. So whenever they get a prepared card, they put it on top of their decks. They don't actually add it yet. They don't actually start using it, although I should look. This one is physical attack, or a double physical attack once it's nighttime. That's not great. But when they draw a prepared card, they then change their defense to their voltage. So her increasing her voltage means their defense is higher. They won't touch their defense otherwise. And then she still resolves each card from left to right, which is going to be 2. Now, next turn, if she has a prepared card on top of her deck, it's going to go into her action row in the rightmost spot, and then that'll be her entire turn. So this is kind of taking up 2 turns for the price of 1, but it boosts her defense for her losing that tempo. So my voltage goes to 2. I'll go ahead and keep increasing my attack, and I have 1 left. So without using a Quicken, I could use my once per game thing, but I want to save that until it's nighttime and everything is a day effect, because then I could, for example, cancel her double attack thing she just got. So for my extra voltage, in armor, I'll spend 1, which means my armor becomes the value I spent. So now if I spent 3, it wouldn't go up by 3 to 4, it would just become 3. And that armor will help me out a tiny bit against her dancing dagger. So her voltage is going to 4, and then I play the card. Then she enkindles first and then does this. So she goes to 3 attack, and now she's attacking. And currently the voltage is 4 plus 2, 6. So it is not 12 or more, so she doesn't get a second attack. So she just hits me for 3, which again is opposed by my 1 defense. Haha! First blood goes to her. I am down 2, but that's it for her turn. So now I get 3. Let's go ahead and enkindle to 4. And I've got 2 left. Could just hit her with Nocturnal Nail or Baneful Blade. Although it's only going to do 1 damage with her defense at 3. What if I use my rousing cannon and got my attack up even more? But then she's going to hit me even harder and I'm going to be hurting myself. But I do have my big healing thing later. Sure. Let's go ahead and play rousing cannon. I'm using my Quicken to get 3 voltage left since I already used 1. So my attack increases by 1. This is not an L, but Quicken is, so it's gone. I'm up to 5 attack now, and I take 2 damage. Yay! And hopefully she doesn't get another physical attack. Okay, 5 voltage, and another prepared, so her defense is up to 5. Darn it. Suddenly I can't hurt her again. And that's going to be magical attack 1 every turn, and then once nighttime hits, magical attack 3 every turn. So already my defense to swap night and day 1 time seems pretty good. Okay, and then she will enkindle, and she'll hit me for, it's 8. 5 plus 3 is 8 voltage, so still not nighttime. So she's hitting me for 4, which means I go down 3. That's pretty bad. I need to get my defense up. So we'll go to 4, and I'll enkindle to 6 attack. I got to stay ahead of the curve here. I could raise defense up, but I'm also kind of thinking maybe I do Siegebreaker Spear. Oh, she's going to hit me really hard next turn, isn't she? She's going to do like 5 damage, and I'll be almost dead. Although I will have enough then to play my Bloody Dahlia, but I need to get my defense up at some point. Maybe I just raise my defense to 3 this time, and then maybe try to like Siegebreaker her next time. I don't know. I'm not loving how this is going so far. Okay, her voltage goes to 6, and mine's at 4, which means mine will be 5 next turn. Ooh, that means when her voltage goes up to 7, so on her next turn, she will be getting her nighttime effects. But for this turn, this just comes over. She boosts her attack to 5, 1 physical attack, and a magical attack with value 1. So my 3 against the 5 means I only take 2 damage from the physical attack and then 1 from the magic. But yeah, I think I might need to use my Flickering Alexandrite this turn to swap the day-night effects. Otherwise, she'll murder me. So let's go to 5. Then I'm going to go to 7 attack. And then I'm going to do that. But will I survive though? Hit me for 6 minus 3, 3 plus 1. So I will survive this turn. Oh, and I heal from that. And then I can blast her with the magic thing next turn. Okay. So with that and that, I have 3 voltage left, and let's do the Siegebreaker Spear. I don't know if this is going to work out, but let's try it. Okay, so that's just hanging out until she attacks me. And Siegebreaker Spear is hitting her. Before I resolve the attack, her defense goes down by 1, and then I attack her for 7. I knock her defense down to 4, and then 7 minus 4 is 3. I mean, hey, that was something. Okay, now she comes back. She's at 7 voltage, so now 7 plus 5. We are in nighttime. She flips another friggin' prepared. Okay, so that brings her up to 7. And what is this one? Physical attack that can't be responded to. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so she enkindles to 6. Then she's trying to do a physical attack that if she hits me will cause another physical attack. I'm going to respond to that. So it's now daytime just for this turn. I gain 2 life, but this is trashed. So then she's just doing 1 6-value physical attack and her 1-value magic attack instead of the huge stuff she would have done. Okay, so 6 minus 3 brings me to 4. Oh my gosh. All right, so now I go to 6 voltage. And I don't know if I'll survive this, but let's try it out. I'm going to do Bloody Dahlia to do 5 magical attack to her and get 5 life back. And for the other one, I'll go ahead and raise my attack up. All right, so that's a one-time use. I'm gaining 5, going to 8. She's taken 5, going to 7. But I feel like she's going to kill me this turn, right? She goes to 8. That comes out. 7. Okay. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 physical attacks and a magic attack 3. No way I survived this, right? Oh my god, not even close, because each of the physical attacks is doing 4. So boom, I'm already dead. Plus 4 more, plus 3 more. Gosh darn. Okay. I don't know. It's hard sometimes to keep up like when you're trying to attack and defend. Maybe I should have focused on magic against her. Yeah. Anyway, that was a Night Theater playthrough. It's a nice quick mode. It's probably the simplest Night Theater or Frost Veil, the other one that has like a kind of 1v1 quick match like that. And yeah, Maria kicked my butt, which is sad because I did beat her the last time I played. I was all ready to show you all some awesomeness. All right, so let me clean this up, and I'll set up the other set that I'm going to show, which is the Grim Garden kind of roguelite mode. All right, so the Grim Garden solo mode and also the original Blade Rondo solo mode, which I think is what I showed in the original Kickstarter or whatever it was campaign. This is a kind of like roguelite, survival, fight a bunch of little fight modes. And in this one, in Grim Garden, you're going to fight 2 level 1 muses, they're called, then 2 level 2 muses, and then culminating in a final level 3 boss. And what's cool is you start with a very small number of cards in your deck, but each time you defeat a muse, you can either take their Ember for an ongoing boost to your powers, or you can draw some cards from the deck and add cards to your overall hand that you keep on using each fight. So lots of variety in how this one plays out. Let's get to my starting cards. So I've still got Enkindle, I've still got an Armor. I don't have Quicken in this mode, and I actually go first, so I don't start with a free attack or anything. And then in this mode, I start with one of each of the purple response cards that come in this set. These are called amulets, and instead of costing one and needing to be played ahead of time and all that, these are just defenses I can use whenever the heck I want. But here's the rub. Each time I use them, they are gone forever. So you really don't want to use them until you get to that final level 3 boss. But of course, to survive, often you're going to have to. So that's kind of the whole challenge of the game. Usually you can use these to get pretty far, but if you come into the final battle with like only 1 or 0 of them left, you're probably dead. As for the rest of the cards, I'm going to shuffle them together. Again, this is just from the Grim Garden set. I'm not sure if you can actually mix and match for the solo modes. They don't really have any rules for that. They do have rules for mixing and matching competitive. And some differences, the new mechanics introduced in this set. A lot of the cards have coins at the bottom, like this. And they're generally summons. There are a ton of summons, which are cards like you play once and they just kind of sit out and give you an ongoing boost or attack every turn. And how it works in Grim Garden is at the start of your turn, you can swap cards with coins from your hand with cards with coins from your set area. So like, let's say I wanted to get the Soul Piercing Scream summon out, but I already had 2 coins there and 1 coin there and 1 coin there and a couple other coins. I could swap all those into my hand if they had 6 coins total to swap Soul Piercing Scream into play, and then I would get to use like some awesome card over and over again. So that's the only new mechanic, and this one does not have the day-night cycle. Like I said, every set has its own thing. But yeah, I'm going to draw 10 of these cards, pick 4. I'll show you my options in a second. All right, well, I was thinking I'd go for a magical build, but I didn't get that many magic attacks. I do have this one, Luminous Bouquet, which just does a basic 1 magic for 1. And then if I have 4 coins or more in my area, it becomes a magical 2, but it trashes itself, which is not great. But really what I got a lot of are green summons that all boost each other. So I'm going to try a wacky build and see how things go. I'm going to try a build to start out where I literally cannot attack. So where's my one who actually attacks? There we go. This is my one attacking person, my unnerving falsetto. I'm going to summon Lunia. And then at the beginning of my turn, she's going to attack for 1 magic damage and make me take 1 damage. Yay! But here we go. Look, I'm also going to have 2 emboldening marches. And if I play them, while it's card in my set area, my familiars attacks, the amount of damage dealt by their magical attacks increases by 1, which means they'll do 2 damage every turn, but only me take 1 damage because that's not an attack. I got 2 of those, and then I've got this one. While this card is in your set area, the amount of damage dealt by your magical attacks as well as those of your familiars increases by 1. So if I get all these out, they'll be doing 4 magical damage every turn. And something I didn't mention with familiars, they have a defense stat. And that defense stat can be used in lieu of your own. So having them will give me a little bit of leeway for boosting my defense, and then I can boost it as much as I want. This might be the dumbest combo ever, and this might be a very short playthrough, but hey, it's wacky. Let's see if it works. So here we go. I'm going to reveal my first random level 1, and we have a bunch of things here. So we have their attack and defense starting abilities. Then we have their initiative. That's how many turns I get in uninterrupted before they start doing anything. So in other words, after my 4th turn, after my voltage goes up to 4, they'll start doing stuff. And what do they do? Armor Seal, you just do everything from top to bottom. Uses defense increases by 1, that's fine. Cleansing Light, magical attack 4, and discard 1 card from your set area. Why are you messing with my summons? How did you know? And then Armor Seal, magical attack 3. Why do you have Armor Seal twice? And when all this stuff you ignore, that's just for when you defeat them. Okay, so they're going to boost their defense. I don't care about that. Hit me for 4 damage and then hit me for 3 damage. Oh my gosh. And they're going to get rid of this very stuff that I wanted to use against them. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so first turn. I get one, and yeah, I don't even care. They can't do any physical attacks. I can't do any of attack attacks. So nothing happens turn 1. Turn 2, I got to get her out first of all, right? Boom. All right, so at the start of my next turn, she'll start doing damage to both of us. Okay, so turn 3, she hits me for 1 and them for 1. I'll do that off camera. And I'll get one of her boosty friends. There we go. Okay, and then going to turn 4, she hits me for 1 and them for 2, thanks to the boost. And I guess I'll go ahead and play her for 4. And by the way, I should show my defenses real quick. So again, each of these is one use for the entire campaign. This one changes a physical or magical attack to 1 from whatever it would have normally dealt. This one is different than what it says. A few cards get changed when you're playing against the automa. In this case, it's after they've taken at least their level plus 2 numbers of turns. So in this case, level 1, after she's taken at least 3 turns. I can use this to cancel all of their attacks for the entire turn, but again, I have to survive for a while. This one says if any attack would deal less than 4 damage, change the amount of damage dealt to 0. So it's good for blocking, I guess, up to 3 damage. And this one, if they've already used a discipline, it stops all additional uses of that discipline. So like if they do 1 physical attack, I can stop all the rest of the physical attacks. Or if they do 1 magic, I can stop all the rest of the magic. None of that's necessarily going to help, because yeah, they're kind of going to wreck me here, aren't they? So their defense goes up by 1. I mean, we don't care about that. Then they hit me for 4 magic. And then I have to discard a card from my set area, and then 3 more magic. Which means with me murdering myself, they're hitting me for 4. And I have to get rid of a set card. I guess one of the boosting ones. And then for 3, so I'm down to 6. All right, you know what? We're going to die. So we'll just start over. But I want to try this combo again. Let's try another level 1 Muse. Going to be totally better this time. And yeah, this game is definitely sometimes a little bit of trial and error and just luck of the draw. And maybe this summon build just doesn't work. That'd be fine too. Okay, what's this one do? She burns me for 1, then she burns me for 2. So she's just going to do 3 damage, which means I basically got 5 turns. But then I'm also hurting myself because I got the stupidest build ever. Cool. Sounds perfect. So, yeah, she's got defense we don't care about. Here we go. All right, so turn 1. Nothing happened. Turn 2. Maybe this time I try summoning the booster before I summon the person that actually, blows me up. Right? Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, but then she comes after me for 1 damage and then 2. Okay, so 3. Down to 12. Awesome. Then it's turn 3, and get another booster out, I guess. Or no, I guess now I should probably actually get the person who's supposed to be fighting. Okay, then she plagues me for 3 more. Great. Okay, I'm going to 4, and okay, now I do 1 to myself, but 3 to her. No, not 3 to her, 2 to her. I wish it was 3. And then I'll play the more expensive one. Okay, then she hits me for 3. Going to 5 now. So first I hit myself for 1 and her for 3. Play my last one. Oh my gosh, I still gotta hit her 3 turns to actually defeat her, and I'm gonna kill myself. So I need to take 0 damage from her. Okay, this is dumb. This is clearly a dumb build. Let's try a different one. All right, here we go. I don't know. I've got this one that does 1 damage magic. This one also does 1 damage magic for 2, but then it would boost a physical attack. I'm not gonna do any of that. This one I still have. I got the other copy of it, because the 3 coins won't be enough to kick this out. Remember that this one has 4 coins. It would do 2 magic, but then go away. But it'll boost my magic attacks by 1. And then I don't know if this one's worth it, but 6. It deals magical attack equal to double the number of blue cards in my play area, set area, and discard pile. So that means that if I play all of these at once, it would do 4 or 5. Might not be enough, but hey, we'll give it a try. This time I'll use my defenses. I don't think they would have been enough to keep me alive in the last game, but maybe this time they will. If I die horribly again, we'll just say that I should have gone physical. All right, Annette, what do you got? Gain 1 life, 2 magic attack, and a physical attack. Okay, so and her attack never gets above 5. So if I can get my defense up pretty quickly, that won't be too bad, because her 5 attack is going to be the ceiling that she cannot go past. All right, so I get 3 turns. Turn 1. Boom, 1 damage. That's so much easier than trying to get that summon out. Okay, so she's down to 14. Turn 2. I guess boom, 1 damage again, and then I'll boost my defense to 1 just in case I forget to do it later. This is my last turn before she starts hitting me really hard. Should I boost my defense yet? If I summon them next turn, I'll have 3 defense automatically, and then I could do 5 defense the turn after. Maybe I just do some damage here? Sure, what the hey, I don't know. Okay, so I'll go boom, boom, do 2 damage to them. They're down to 11, but now they're like, hey, stop that. Oh, I forgot they heal. So they do 2 magical damage and 5 physical damage. 4 gets through after my defense, so that's 2 magic. And 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. Because now 4, I'm going to spend all of it to summon my magical booster, and now that lets me have 3 defense. So they heal back to 13. They hit me for 5, which is only 2, and then 2 magic. Doesn't seem like enough, does it? All right, I go to 5, and I think I'm going to go to a full 5 defense and do nothing else. And then that means that they'll get me to 3 and then to 1 with their magic attack and then to nothing. I just need to kill them before that, but I can defend some of that stuff. But over for them, they heal back to 14. I'm so glad I spent all that time doing damage, and then they're going to hit me for 2 magic and a physical attack I fully block. So yay, I've achieved next to nothing. But I go to 6, and the best I can do is that and that. I can't really do Pyro Garland yet, but now each of these is 2 instead of 1 from the boost, so that's 4 damage. So they're down to 10, but then they heal to 11 and hit me. And yeah, I think I gotta. This one says if the attack deals less than 4 damage, in this case it's dealing 2, I can cancel it, so that's gone forever. This is great. I go to 7. I get these back. So I'm going to do 2 damage, and then this will do double the number of blue cards in my play area discard pile. I wish I had some that I could have discarded. So that'll be 2 plus 1's 3. So that's 5 damage total, which gets them down to 6. But then they heal to 7, plink me down to 1, and I think I have to friggin' defense. Yeah, because if I could play all of these, I would do 2, 4, 5 more, 9 damage. I would kill them, but as it is, the best I could do is 2, and then 3, 5 again. So I need to use, I guess, Sanctuary Fluorite. Yeah. Have they taken at least 3 turns? Yeah, if my thing is at 8, then they definitely have. Okay, so I'm using this to cancel their attack. I hit them for 5, and then the next turn I hit them for a lot, and they're dead. So 2 defenses used, but at least I didn't die this time. All right, so now there's the fun part that I wanted to show you. Okay, so I've got my 4 cards here. Those stick around. But now I can either take the Muse's level up. Beginning the next time you choose a reward, you may take 1 additional sword card. So what happens with a level 1 is you draw 3 sword cards and you can choose 1 to keep, or you can get the Muse's ability. So she would let me get more cards to add to my deck. But let's also see if there's anything else. Okay, no, I know how much you suck. Get out of here. Okay, there's a 1 physical attack 1 time. If I pay an extra cost, I get to use its Hone ability. If honed, you gain... Oh, I would get a coin. Oh, here's a magic attack. Oh, it's another one of the basic ones that boosts a physical attack. So I can pick one of these or get her. I guess this doesn't really make my deck much better, but sure. I'll get another magical attack that I still won't really be able to pay for. And let's go fight another level 1. So everything resets, except I do not get my responses back. And we'll see if I can do anything. This is my second level 1, and then we'll go up to level 2s. Oh my gosh, I get 5 turns. They get 6 attack, 4 defense. They increase their own attack by 1, and then they do a physical attack, followed by a magical attack if they did at least 1 point of damage with a physical attack. And with them having 6 attack to start, and me only having 5 turns, I won't be able to get my defense high enough to stop them. Okay. This should be fun. This should be fun. Okay, so the key thing is around my 5th turn, I need to boost my defense as high as possible. But until then, I just want to do some damage. Turn 1, 1 damage. Turn 2 will be 1 damage. Turn 3 will be 2 damage. They're at 11, by the way. Turn 4 will be... Okay, so I have 1 more turn after this. Boosty person. And then turn 5, I think, has to be 100% defense focused, or I'm just going to be so dead. I think I'll still be so dead. That's the problem. Yeah, because now they're increasing their attack by 1, and they're dealing physical attack for 7. I would block all but 2 of it, but then followed up by a magical attack if they hit me for at least 1. And yeah, none of that will help with this one because they're not doing multiple attack actions. Decreasing an attack to 1 is the only response I have that matters. I'm not going to do it yet. I'll just take the 5 damage. And that's only if I keep my attack up. So I can survive for like 1 more turn. I need a better group of cards. Okay, at least this time I can go boom and do 6 magic damage. Wait, am I going to win? Am I going to win? I just said 6 magic damage, right? 1, 1, 1, but each boost, let's go. So suddenly, actually, that low-cost magic attack I thought was terrible is great. Yeah, you slept too long. You waited. You're going to go to 8 attack, hit me for a physical and a follow-up magic. So that'll be, the physical is doing 8 minus 3, so I go to 7. The follow-up magic goes to 4, but I don't care. I don't care because you are dead. Yay. All right, that was cool. I won. I won. Didn't use anything new, and now I get to level up again. All right, so let's see what I got. Well, let's look at her ability first. If you and your familiars perform 3 physical attacks that deal damage in a single turn, nope, we don't have to read the rest of that. So what have I got? Physical attack, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Nope. Another Pyro Garland. I can barely pay for the one I already have. Nope, I guess it's you. 4 cost, limited use. Perform one of the following actions. Ooh, gain 5 life. Raise attack by 1, no. Defense by 1, no. At the end of your turn, your voltage increases by 1. All right. Probably it's going to be the 5 life, but hey, I like that. And now you are still limited, like in the other game mode, to 7 cards max. So if I gain more cards, I'll have to trash some. But all right, that wasn't too bad. Let's go to level 2. Who's dancing with me first? 2 attack, 6 defense. I don't care. Oh my god, 1 initiative. So I don't get any time. Tidal Melody. Their attack increases by 1. Wishing Well. Choose one of the attacks for the muse to perform. A physical attack, magical attack 4. Discard 1 card from your hand. I can just have her discard cards for a while, although I do need... Oh yeah, now I could, like, for example, I'm not going to use that for anything except discarding. Probably afford to discard that. Okay, we'll see how this goes. So 2 and 6, and I get a single turn. I was trying to see if I boost defense every turn. It's like if I put my defense to 1, then she hits me for... Oh, first her attack goes up, so it would be 3. My defense 2, her attack 4. 3 defense, her attack 5. So I'd be taking 2 physical damage every turn. I just want to see if I can get like my voltage up high enough that wouldn't matter. But if I ever don't boost my defense, I'd take 6 damage instead. But I can also, let's remember, like discard a card at one point. I could even discard both of these. And then to set up the same combo I had before, where I was doing like 6 damage a go, and I could kill her pretty quickly at that rate. See, I want to say that maybe, yeah. Let's try this out. So first turn, I'm gonna whap her for 1, so down to 14. Then she immediately comes back, 3 attack, and I'm gonna say you're making me discard a card, girly. You're making me discard this Carol card. Okay, then we go to 2 voltage, and this turn I'm actually gonna let her. Because I don't want to spend all my voltage to do a single damage. So I'm gonna go my defense up to 2. Then she's gonna build her attack to 4. And I'll say, yeah, you physical attack me. Oh, it might help if I actually have my defense where it's supposed to be. So I go to 13. Okay, my turn again. We're at 3. And now I'm going to whap her twice. I'm going to whap her twice. So she's down to 12. Then she goes up to 5 attack. But I'll say she can make me discard a card again. Gone. Okay, now it's me. I got 4 voltage. I'm going to play my defense card because she gives me 3 defense if I want to use it. And then she goes to 6, and I'll say she's physically attacking 6 minus 3. She only gets through 3, so 4 magic would be worse. 3, okay. And now I go to 5, and I'm going to go 2, 4, 6 damage. Get her to 6. Oh, this is easy. She goes to 7. She hits me. So 7 minus 2, 5, but then I kill her, right? I think so. Cool. Now, I do want to note, I have no idea what this means. So usually Hone, you have to pay like an extra cost. But this one says you gain the following bonded effect, which usually means like it would go into my set area and stay there. And the bonded effect is a raven saying caw. Is this only 1 use? It seems really dumb if it's 1 use. Because like why is it 2 and this one's 1? I don't know. So maybe I'm totally cheating with the cards I've played. But let's keep it going. Alright, so I beat my first level 2. That actually wasn't that bad. When you obtain this ember, you may remove it from the game to choose one of the 4 gambit cards you set. Ooh, I can get another defense. Well, let's see what the card choices are. How it works with the level 2 is you get 4 cards, and you can take 2 of them. Don't need a physical attack. Echoing Nocturne. Oh, it copies my own physical attack? Nope. And what are you? Soul Piercing Scream. Summon Gofa. At the beginning of your turn, perform one of the following actions. Oh man. Physical attack for 9 or magic attack for 4. And he has 6 defense. That's pretty dang cool. But no. I can already kill people around the time that we get to like turn 7. So I think just getting another defense is good. And I'm going to get back the one that makes it attack go down to 1 damage. Let's see if that keeps me alive. All right, let's see. Our new friend is Noir. 2 attack, 2 defense, 1 initiative. Great, again. Oh my gosh. Starts attacking me for 2 magic right away. And then attacks me for 1 magic. And if it does any damage, also attacks me for a physical attack. Oh, but her attack never goes up. So she's really doing 3 damage a turn, but she annoyingly will plink me for a physical attack once. But gosh, that means that I can like only survive 5 turns. Well, no. With my new thing that I didn't use last time, where is that? The Carol can heal 5 life. So that'll, for 4, basically save me more than an entire turn. That's great. So big thing I want to do here is get to 2 defense pretty quickly. So I don't have to worry about that physical attack. I just realized that I already had one of those. Okay, so I don't want to use, none of these would help. This one actually would help because after her 2 magic attack, it would cancel her 1 magic attack and the 2 physical attack. But I'd rather save those. So let's just boost my defense 1 for the first turn. And then she hits me for a 2 damage magic attack, a 1 damage magic attack, and then secondary, a 2 damage physical attack that 1 gets through. Okay, then I'll go to 2 defense. And I'll raise, I guess, my defense up again. And then she's whacking me for 3 with the magic. So I'm going to die in 3 more turns. Okay, then I go to 3. I can't do the healing thing yet. I can't boost my own attacks yet, so I'll just hit her for 2. So she's at 13, and then she hits me for 3. I'm at 5. Okay, I go to 4. Let's get my boosting card out so I can attack her next time. She hits me for 3. Let's go to 5. I'm going to heal myself for 5. So I'm back to 7. And then plink her for 2. So she's down to 11. Then she hits me for 3. So could I have a whole other turn? Okay, now I'll go to 6. And I'm going to do my boom, boom, boom combo. And that'll, again, if I'm playing it right, do 6 damage to her. And then she hits me for 3 more, and I do 6 again. Boom! Take that. So it's cool. I'm going to go into the final fight with 3 defenses. All right, what are my options? If you perform a physical attack immediately after a magical attack, the amount of damage it deals is 1. No, I don't want that. Okay, or I can pick some of Dispel Edelweiss. Ooh, magical attack 4 once. And Hone, pay X cost, choose a card. Oh, wait, hold on. There's one that's different for the AI. So if the music's level 1, no. Or if this card is honed, level 1 plus X. So if I paid 2 extra, so I paid 6 for this, choose one of the music's actions. They will not perform that action on their next turn. So this is a card that if I paid 6, would do 4 damage to them and cancel one of their actions. That seems pretty dang good. Or a physical attack that I can pay extra for a magical attack. No. I guess I'll just get 2 of these, because, man, like, if they have 1 super attack, I could, like, totally shut them down for 2 entire turns and do half their life. But isn't that set? Oh, yeah, there we go. It's my boosting one. So that's 8 cards. I have not used this. Although it would be better now that these would be in... Oh, no, these... No, where is it? Yeah. The Pyro Garland would be better now with Dispel Edelweiss because it counts cards. It does double the magic attack of like my magic cards. It counts cards in my trashed pile, my discard pile. So like if I use both of these and then hit with this, it would just do a ton of damage. But yeah, I mean the crazy combo of these 2 attack cards and the 1 attack card being doubled, I think is better. So okay, I will ditch this one. I've got 2 cards that cut an attack down to 1. 1 card that after they do 1 type of attack stops the rest of that type of attack. 2 things that'll cancel a card. I got a chance, right? I mean, the level 3s are nasty as heck, so I don't really know. Ooh, I think I got her. Okay, this says Soar Skyward, magical attack 1. Shine Bright, magical attack X, equal to the number of turns she's taken. I'll use the green die to keep track of that. And then her passive ability, so here this thing does matter for when you fight them. Whenever you play a sword card from your hand, this is all your cards, take 1 damage before resolving its effect. That's nasty. Okay. So interestingly, we don't really need her dice because I don't have any physical attacks and neither does she. But I will bring back the green, so that'll count up and that'll be how much damage she's doing with her magic attack. But I'm feeling good about this because I can use Wandering Topaz to cancel the the second magic attack. I can use Revisionist Sapphire to make her second attack become a 1 damage attack when it starts getting too big. And then once I get to 6 voltage, I can use Dispel Edelweiss to make her not resolve her second attack, which really means that the main thing I gotta worry about is me killing myself with my own card. So I can't play cards that aren't, like, meaningful. I'll definitely heal I'll definitely heal myself with the Carol at one point. I feel pretty good about this, though. Okay, so I get 2 free turns, but don't forget, she just punishes me for doing anything I don't have to do. So I think I'm going to attack her for 1, because she'll just attack me back. I'll go to 2, and I'm still not going to attack her. I guess I'm not going to do anything until I get to round 4. But now she does attack me for 1, and then this is her first turn, so she'll attack me for another one. Do I want to use my Wandering Topaz yet? No? I've got so many ways to block her. No, I think I'll let it go through. Okay, so now it's turn 3. I'm still not doing anything, but she is going to hit me for 1 and then 2. And this time I think I will use my Wandering Topaz to cancel that second attack because it's another magic in a row. Maybe, maybe. And responses aren't sword cards played from my hand, so that shouldn't be affected by her ability. Okay, now I'm going to go to 4, and I am going to play... Where's my boosting one? My Diffusing Rhapsody, so that when I do those Dispel Edelweises, they'll do extra damage. So that does hurt me 1 for playing a card. And then she goes to 3, so she's hitting me for 1 and then 3. Let's make it 1 and then 1. Okay, and then I go to 5. Oh, I guess here, I'll use Dispelling Carol. So that hurts me 1, but I heal 5. Okay, and then she goes to 4. She's going to hit me for 1 and then 4, but I'll make it go down to 1. So there we go. We're still at 12. Of course, she's at max life, but now we go to 6. I'm going to do Dispelling Edelweiss with the boost to cancel one of her effects. So it's doing 4 plus 1, 5. I take a damage, but she's down to 10, and then she hits me back. That canceled her special attack, so she just hits me for 1. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I go to 7. I'm going to do Boosted Dispel Edelweiss again. Brings me down to 9, but she takes 5 again. So I'll cancel her attack. I'll go ahead and do my boosted 1 attack. So that takes her down to 3. Takes me down to 8, though. Then she hits me again for 7. And then, yeah, I mean, she's super dead, right? 2, 4, 6. She only has 3 life left. Yes, I would hurt myself, but boom! Again, there's a decent chance that I was cheating with these Corvus cards, and I wasn't supposed to be able to use them. I have no idea what's going on with this effect. But otherwise, there we go. What was that? 3rd time the charm? 4th time the charm that I tried to make these dumb things work? All right, so that was Blade Rondo. Let's talk about my thoughts on the game. So if y'all watch the channel much, you know that I love 1v1 fighting games. Well, some of them. Mainly the level 99 ones. Exceed, BattleCon, Sakura Arms they didn't design, but they brought over, kind of like this one that Japanime brought over from Japan. And right away, I would compare this one a bit more to Sakura Arms in that both of them have kind of the idea that you're building a simple set of options. Those options come back consistently, and a lot of the game is like not knowing exactly which options your opponent has in the competitive play. Like you don't know if they've saved up for like some big boom card that's going to kill you all at once. The tempo is often interesting. You don't know if you should like be defending or not. So as you reveal cards, you kind of find out information about your opponent, setting up those defenses ahead of time. There's a lot of cool kind of mind games in this fighting game that I would say, again, are more present in something like Sakura Arms, are not as present in, your Exceeds. Or, well, I was going to say not in, like, things like Yomi. I guess Yomi has its own mind games, but kind of different. Again, this is more about, like, what did you build into your deck? So I do think Blade Rondo could appeal to people who like deck construction. It's got a little bit of that feeling to it. And actually, if you combine 2 sets, the official rules say that you each get a full set of 40 cards, one of each of the 20 cards from one set, one of each of the 20 cards from the other set, and then you can freely pick your 7 from all of those, like perfectly build your deck however you want. So yeah, again, like if you love deck construction, if you like finding cool combos, that could be your dream. And then the game is very, very fast. It's almost as fast as something like Pocket Paragons that I covered recently. Like entire competitive games of this can take 5 minutes when you know it, maybe 10. Because once you get up to like the 6, 7, 8 voltages, there are just so many cards that can murder you in like one go that you're usually not going to see the game go much further past that. And the turns are so fast that, yeah, like really a 5 to 10 minute game, easily doable. And then you just kind of build your deck and try again. So it's a faster fighting game than something like Exceed. It's definitely not as deep. There is more repetition. Like, yes, if you buy all the different sets, they each have their own 40 cards. They each have their own little mechanic. But it doesn't mean the game is like vastly different. You're going to see like similar physical attacks, similar magical attacks, similar special things. They have their own variations. But yeah, you don't get like huge differences from game to game, from character to character. But again, for a quick playing, deck construction kind of focused fighting game, I think Blade Rondo is great for that. But it can also feel a little random. It can feel a little frustrating when your opponent on turn 7 just plays the huge card you didn't know they had and you die immediately. And that happens quite a lot. When you get into those higher voltages, if you're both still alive, probably one of you won't be in a sudden splash of destruction. That's what you need like those defense cards for. So that's not going to be up everyone's boat. It can just feel like you're both building up to your super attack, and then whoever gets it off successfully wins. That's not always fun. But then looking at the solo modes, this is great. There aren't enough of these fighting games that have built-in solo modes, and this is not just one solid one, it's a bunch of solid ones. And again, you can really tailor what kind of solo experience you get by which box you get. You don't have to be crazy like me and go all in. I don't even know if I should have done that. This is definitely more Blade Rondo than I need. But again, if you want like a sort of survivalish mode, you get Blade Rondo or the Garden one that I just played, Grim Garden. If you want a more straightforward like 1v1 fight, you can get Frost Veil or the first one I showed. But even within those two sets, they handle it differently. All of them work. I don't know if all of them will appeal to every type of gamer, but I think you should be able to find one that you like. Like from liking this, you can probably tell from these two playthroughs if you would rather have the sort of survival mode or have the like kind of more in-depth opponent in the 1v1 fight with more variation in how they play their stuff out. There are a few wonky things. Sometimes I can't tell what a card means, like you saw that with some of these ones. Sometimes I can't tell like what an enemy will do, but those are pretty few and far between. Now, I have no idea how well Japanime will support the game. You know, they kind of just did like the translation work, so I could imagine people asking in the forums about some of these like minor questions and never getting a response. So I don't know if things will ever be 100% clear, but again, it mostly makes sense. It's mostly pretty obvious. So yeah, Blade Rondo is certainly not going to be one of my top games of all time, but for like a quick, fun, bluffing sort of fighting game with some surprises, some interesting tactical choices in how you spend your increasing voltage every turn, for super varied solo modes, especially if you buy multiple sets that will play out very differently and give you chances to try different combos, I think this one is a lot of fun. Will it stay in my collection with all the other fighting games I own? That's probably, I don't know. I'll have to try out the other couple of solo modes I haven't played yet recently and see how much I like them. But either way, I think this is definitely cool. Certainly, if you like the look of it, it shouldn't be, I'm assuming, once Japanime has them in like regular circulation, it shouldn't be too expensive to get just one set and try it out. So that's Blade Rondo. Thanks for watching. And at the end of some videos, we like to thank our co-op champions, our biggest supporters on Patreon. So I'd like to give a shout out to Minkus, J. Willie MF, and Steve Wren. Thanks, patrons, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you at the next stop.